and you'll be ready to make money on your first book. There are nearly 2 million books available on Amazon, and I bet twice that number of books started but never finished. Even among the self-published books finished and for sale on the world's largest e-commerce platform, the majority make less than $50 a month. The tragedy in this is that self-publishing is easy. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to write a book and make money on Amazon. The problem is the misconceptions and the self-publishing mistakes new authors make that dooms their book from day one. Besides the 10 books I've self-published, I've consulted and helped more than 100 authors get started. Within that number, 10 mistakes have emerged as almost universal and the biggest challenges you'll face writing your book. Self-publishing mistakes getting started. The first mistakes most new authors keep them from getting started are keeping the momentum to get their book done. As bad as some of the other mistakes are, these are the worst because they keep you from finishing and keep you from learning from your mistakes. One of the simplest things you can do to help finish your book is to set a detailed schedule and deadline. The problem most authors face is they don't understand the entire process that goes into developing, writing, and publishing a book. Fair enough, but once you know the process, you can create a schedule that hits each point. Reading through the book, list out each step and make notes under each for what goes into it. Starting from today's date, add a deadline date for the first step, then days to complete that step and a deadline. You might have to adjust some of the dates a little as you go and understand better how much time it takes to complete, but this kind of strict scheduling is going to help you stay on track. Steps in the book publishing process. Deciding your book idea and researching other books on Amazon. Outlining your book from transformation back through each step. Outlining each chapter idea. Writing each chapter separately. Combining your chapters, reading through for flow and adding content to fill in the gaps. Formatting for self-publishing. Creating a book cover. Creating a marketing plan and launch strategy. Launching your book. Marketing strategies to keep your book ranked. One thing that almost nobody does but will give you the support and motivation you need is to share your self-publishing goals with friends. Tell them about your deadline and ask them about their goals. Then keep each other accountable by asking about progress every couple of weeks. Better yet, connect with a few other self-publishers for a weekly mastermind group. This is just a group of 3 to 5 people that meet online every week or two. You exchange ideas, talk about your progress, and ask questions to overcome challenges. It's a great way to get the support and answers you need to stay on track and be successful. Part of that scheduling mistake new authors make is not outlining your chapters and breaking the work into chunks. Just sitting down to the computer to write your book is a fast route to writer's block. Even the experienced authors don't set out that way. Taking each chapter one at a time not only makes for a great marketing strategy through your blog, it'll also make each chapter easier to write. Instead of struggling with the big book idea, you'll be focused on the smaller chapter idea and know exactly what you need to write about. Beating this next mistake is a bummer for most new authors, but here it is. You have to treat your self-publishing like a job. Set yourself goals and responsibilities for every week. Set aside time to write every day, and don't make excuses. You see, a lot of self-publishers approach it as something they'd like to do. They've always wanted to write a book, and it would be nice to make a little extra money. Why not give it a try? I'm all for enjoying your side hustle, and the last thing you want is another job, but you have to set that must-finish mentality with your book. You need to make it a commitment, or your book will end up in the bottomless pile of unfinished projects. New author mistakes that ruin your book. It might surprise you that only 2 of the 10 mistakes is around creating a quality book. That's not to say that you can produce a crap book and make sales. The fact is that most people spend plenty of time researching their book. It starts from an area of experience and really drives a transformation in the readers. The reality is that most books, if they ever get written, are good reads. It's the parts of the process that authors don't fully understand, like marketing and being a professional author, that trips people up. There are two mistakes on the content side that you will need to avoid though. 5. Many non-fiction authors fall into the trap of just writing out their book in a straightforward how-to style. They work backwards from the transformation and check every box in the steps someone needs to take to get there. And the book ends up being so boring. Bring your book to life with personal stories, anecdotes and examples. This not only shows readers how the ideas are applied in real life, but gives them something to relate to and inspire their transformation. It's best if these stories come out naturally as you're writing, but go back through after writing to make sure you have at least an example or two in each chapter. 6. Another big mistake I see a lot of new self-publishing authors make is trying to edit their own book. I know what you're thinking. Editing can be a big expense, easily the biggest. You're not ready to put down a few $100s or more on something you don't will even make any money. The problem is, you're just too close to the material. You've spent the last 12 weeks writing this book in countless hours. You know what you wrote, and you know the process from start to finish. What happens when you sit down to edit? You just want to get it done and move on to publish. The result, you'll end up skipping over sections